What it is, guys, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you with more Dokkan Battle. We are, once again, talking about the free-to-play units. We're talking about the physical units. Now, I had another revision of this video, and it didn't work out. So I'm going to have to redo this and revisit it, and I apologize, it is a lot later than expected. But these videos, I think, are going to do more posthumously than actually, you know, in the here and now. So we're going to drop this video a little bit late, but it's just going to be just as relevant. So, physical metal coolers, the first unit that I've chosen for this task, and this unit actually is an interesting one because once again, he's getting a Dokkan Awakening really soon. Now, just like the other ones, he's all types, key plus 2 HP attack and defense 30%, a leader steal you're never going to use. And he is supreme damage with no modifiers for his super attack, okay? Now, here's the fun part. Passive skill, just like last time. Attack and defense, 15% per most malevolent clan category allies on the team, and recovers 15% HP dealt as health. So, put him on a cooler, freezer, whatever you want to call it, clan team, and give him as much as you can. Let him hit. He's going to deal that back as health. That is going to be critical. Absolutely critical on Extreme Fizz coming up soon. Now, this team already is pretty crazy, but another healer definitely is not an unwelcome sight. Okay, it does suck once again that they all do have, you know, that all the metal coolers have no effects on their super attack, but we'll test that out when they drop here. We've got, I believe, just a little over a week left in the current season of Battlefield, which we'll touch on tomorrow too. So make sure you are doing all this stuff and that you're staying relevant on that. Make sure you're saving your Battlefield memory for LR Cooler. He should be coming in the next update. So very, very soon, guys. It's all coming down the pike really, really soon. So make sure you stay put for that. I've said pretty much enough about him, so let's move on to the next unit in the list, which is this physical Super Boo. Okay, another one that's getting an awakening on JP. And if that's not an indication how I feel about these units, we didn't talk about that with any of the super units, and obviously there's new awakenings and stuff like that coming. But this team just kind of desperately needs it. Now, we will talk about at the end of the video one unit that I think really, really solves a lot of these problems, but let's talk about him, okay? Causes supreme damage to the enemy and lowers attack, okay? So, get his super attack off, he's going to lower the amount of damage your other super attacks take in. That also means you can give him dupes, give him double attack, and then he's going to be just getting that much more back out of it. Attack and defense, 10%, and recovers 5,000 HP per key sphere obtained, okay? So he's a nuker. He's a nuker on top of lowering attack, which isn't a bad deal, okay? That's like the polar opposite of the Broly cards we've been having. Most of those guys nuke their passives. Nuke their defenses. He just lowers the amount of attack he's receiving, which is awesome, actually. Frankly, that's going to be really, really, really amazing. So, be aware that he's getting a Dokkan Awakening. He's going to be very good once he gets that Dokkan Awakening. Okay? Based on the way you farm these guys up, the other one is coming from his own event. This guy is a world tournament, one of the old world tournament rewards. Okay? You can still get him from the GSSR summons after the tournament, but that's pretty much how you got him. I consider those guys as free to play as they come. Especially considering you can get those tickets pretty much no matter what you do in the tournament, so long as you farm up all of the events. So, there is that. Physical Riku! Dokkan awakens into this one. Really comes into his own on the Ginyu Force team, but let's talk about him anyway. Physical type, key plus 2 HP attack and defense 30%. You're not going to worry about that. Causes supreme damage to the enemy and greatly lowers defense. So, whereas Physical Super Boo, he lowers attack. He lowers the amount of damage you're receiving from super attacks. This unit greatly lowers the defenses of the unit that you're attacking. Put that together, he basically turns your badass opponents into weak little puppies. It's beautiful. It's just a beautiful combination to have on a team. Now, I don't think these two would link up worth a damn, but you could find ways to use them on separate rotations and be just fine. You could basically build a whole Fizz team with what we're going to talk about today. Okay? Greatly lowers defense is one of my favorite modifiers in the game, because once again, it's a huge amount that is lowered. And then, it's almost zero once it's doubled up. Okay? Not quite, because that's not how the math works, but you get the idea. It's really, really low. Okay? Sinister Survivor. Defense 80% and attack 14% with each attack received, up to 70%. Okay? So, I'm sorry, not and attack 14%. That'd be insane. Defense 80%, attack 14% with each attack received. So he's one of these units that has to take attacks to produce damage. That said, 70% on supreme damage isn't bad, so long as you have him with like the healers and things like that to really offset that. Now, his defense 80% will mean that he is going to... he's not going to tank necessarily, but he is going to have a lot of durability. So, do keep that in mind. Link skills are the Ginyu Force, Signature Pose, Brutal Beatdown, Tough as Nails, Infighter, and Shattering the Limit. So link up Brutal Beatdown and Infighter, you'll be good to go. If you have him on the Ginyu team, you love him on the Ginyu team, but that's the only time that's going to be relevant. Let's move on. Physical King Cold. What the hell am I thinking putting him on this team? Well, oops, spoiler alert. We need to look at his Dokkan Awakened form. That's what we need to do. I thought we had that brought up already, but apparently not. Okay? The Dokkan Awakened form of Physical King Cold is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Okay? So, this is one of the Super Strike units. Okay? Spoiler on the passives there. Physical and Strength Key plus 3, which isn't great at all. No percentages there. Causes huge damage to the enemy and lowers attack. Now, that's the main reason he's on here. He's not going to produce damage, but he is going to lower the attack power of the unit that is being attacked. Terrifying Strength, all enemies attack minus 25%. So lower their attack, and then lower it again. And his passive is always going to be... basically, doesn't even have to get a super attack off, doesn't even have to get a regular attack off yet. You just have him in line, and he's going to reduce the amount of damage that everybody is taking. He turns pretty much everybody into a 25% tank. So, that's the biggest thing with him. Don't worry about the link skills. Don't worry about any of that. You don't need any of that. If he gets a super attack off, but if he doesn't, no big deal. Okay? A little bit of a spoiler. You saw what was coming up here. Physical Physical Merge Zamasu. You get him from the Merge Zamasu event. Pretty straightforward. Not much I can really say about that. Causes huge damage to the enemy and lowers defense. So another defense lowering unit. As you know, I really like that. Huge damage means he's never going to produce the kind of damage you want to see. Now, attacked enemies attack minus 25%. So, he doesn't even have to get a super attack off. This guy doesn't need any link skills. He doesn't need anything else. All he needs is that. Put him first in line and let him drop the attack power so no one else gets injured. That is really, really great. The only thing that really does suck, look at that abysmal defense. You want him to get hit, but not... you want him to hit, but you don't want him to receive hits. He doesn't need to get a super attack off, but he does need to stay the hell out of the fight. This guy does not have a Dokkan Awakening. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't even give him dupes. Well, yes, actually, you probably could, couldn't you? No, because I think he drops this in SR, doesn't he? Let's go ahead. Yeah, he drops this in SR. So there's nothing you can really do. He is kind of what he is. That said, you could use him intelligently and really benefit. Moving on to the final unit we're going to talk about today. The Farmable Broly. He drops his base form. He Dokkans into Super Saiyan. We're going to talk about the Super Saiyan 3 Broly. Because I love this unit. This unit does insane amounts of damage. Especially for a free-to-play, okay? All types key +2 attack and defense 30%. You're not going to use that. Supreme damage to the enemy with no modifiers. Okay? Penetrating strength. Key +3 and attack 70% at the start of a turn. Add on to that a Super Saiyan modifier. Add on to that a formidable enemy modifier. And add on to that Fierce Battle. Once you get at least 2 of those 3 linked up, this guy is going to do amazing, amazing things. Now, Limit Breaking Form is fairly easy to link as a Saiyan Warrior race. But the thing is, real talk, flat boosts don't mean anything. It's always about the percentages. Because of where the percentages add up in the stack, these percentages could be, well, the percent passive could be huge. The links will be okay, but the percent passive will really make this guy shine. And the fact that it's key +3, he's always getting off super attacks. Always. And they hit hard. They hit really, really, really hard. You're always going to link up one of these, be it Fierce Battle or Super Saiyan, preferably both. So that 70% modifier suddenly becomes like 95%. It's crazy how hard he starts getting after a while. So do keep that in mind, guys. These are the free-to-play units. Now, this event drops from the Merge Zamasu, or I'm sorry, the Broly event. The previous one drops from the Merge Zamasu event. So we do not have a good Baba Shop physical unit to talk about. Okay? And we only had the one tournament reward. So these are my favorite units. I think, honestly, that the villains need a lot of help in the free-to-play aspect. So I'm hoping they have something in mind to bring that, to elevate that back up. But either way, that is the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like if you like the content. Subscribe to stay up to date. Follow my Birdman. Hit me up a booker, and I will lay your asses out next time.